What's up, guys? This is day number 36 of posting a YouTube video every single day until I make $1 from YouTube. This is a pretty late upload. It's like 11:10 right now, so I'm really cutting it down to the wire here to get my video in for the day. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about just the stuff I've learned from cleaning tables, bussing tables. I just like working in a restaurant I haven't worked there that long, maybe only like 2.5 months, but I've learned a sizable amount in that time, so I just want to share that today. I wanted to start off by saying the number one thing that you learn about a restaurant is that when you work there is that speed is really the key component to any good employee. And luckily I'm very fast at what I do, so that makes me a really good employee. Another thing that you learn is that being able to talk to people is essential in the restaurant business. Like, if you can talk to customers, if you can talk to your coworkers, if you can talk to them all well, your quality of life in your workplace will just skyrocket. So that's a really important one, I feel like. The next thing is I guess it's still something I found, but the next one, it kind of ties into my last video about compliments. It's just that when you're nice to people, and this is not specifically for the restaurant business, but when you're just friendly and you're nice to people, your life gets a lot better, because really what you put out comes back to you. And I feel like this is a really interesting thing that I've seen happen time and time again, not just to me, but to a lot of people at the restaurant. Like, for example, there's some servers that are, they're not the nicest people. Like, obviously they're super nice and they suck up the customers, obviously, because they want a good tip. But when it comes to like how they treat the employees, it's not great, or the other employees. And it's funny because it feels like all the servers and other people that work there that aren't very nice to the other customers, they're always the ones that seem to be having a worse time. And I feel like things often go wrong for them, at least more often than the other employees. And maybe that's just because I'm looking for it. Like, I'm just hoping that, or not hoping, but I'm really recognizing every time something bad happens to them, because maybe I don't favor them as much or like them as much. But I truly think that it's just simply because they're putting out, I don't want to sound like too like oat milk, like white girl type thing, but they're putting out that like bad negative energy, and so they're really getting that in return. That's my theory. So that's a tip that doesn't necessarily go for the restaurant business. I think that's just an all-around life thing. Like, if you're nice and you put out good energy comes back to you. The next thing I learned is that people generally want to help. Most of the servers generally want to help you with whatever you need. I'm trying to become a server, and I've asked them all like a lot of advice, and I always ask them what are popular things that customers ask, and they're always really, really happy to tell me. And it's like they enjoy it too. It's not like, well, this is a chore, but I will tell you because I'm nice. No, they genuinely always seem like they enjoy telling me any tips that they have and tricks. And this doesn't just go for them, just in general, people are very willing to share any personal insight they may have, and they're very willing to give you tips and tricks for the most part. So some advice I'd give is just like always ask people, always ask questions. It makes them feel super good if they can like answer your question. It's like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and it helps you a lot. So it's just a win-win for both parties. And I mean, think about yourself. Like if somebody asks you a question that like really well, like let's say you're really into art and someone asks you an art question, like you're gonna like to answer that. Like it's the thing you're interested in, it's the thing you're good at. So like the really good servers, if you ask them, they're almost always gonna be super happy to answer it, because they've been doing it for a long time and they know all the ins and outs. So Yeah, that's definitely something I'd say. Just make sure that you never feel afraid to ask people stuff, and you always do ask them stuff. And again, this isn't necessarily one that's just for the restaurant business. I think this goes for most things in life. And that's the thing I like about this video, is that it's kind of like I'm finding out that the workplace is really can kind of be a microcosm of just like general life in a lot of ways, and I feel like that's really cool. I'd say probably the last thing I have is if you want to move up in the corporate ladder, but not, I guess, isn't the corporate ladder, like, just if you want to move up in any workplace, the number one thing you need to do is just be seen. Like, you need to be seen by people that are higher than you. So like managers, supervisors, even servers. Like, you just need to make a name for yourself. And that it should be a positive name, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, the kid that always drops silverware, or always breaks plates or whatever. It shouldn't be that. But I would argue it's even better to be that than to just be someone that nobody knows your name. You're just like that guy that cleans tables, or you're that server, or you're that host, or you're that, like, whatever your job may be, that nobody really knows their name. He doesn't really talk much. If you want to, like, move up and you want to make a name for yourself and you want to make more money and get a higher salary, the number one thing you need to do, and everybody needs to do, is just to be known. You need to be bothersome. You need to get in people's business. Like, you need to, like, the managers, for example, at my job, I'm always asking them stuff. Like, I'll ask them about their personal life. Literally. Like, I'll literally ask them about their personal life. Like, I'll ask, like, where did you work before this? Like, what do you do on your free time? Like, if we're just in the same room and I'm cleaning a table, I'll just strike up a conversation. And everybody knows my name there. And I've only worked there for, like, 2.5 months. And there's people that have worked there for 6 months that, like, they don't know their names. Like, they literally don't. Like, maybe they have an inkling, like, oh, that's so-and-so, but I'm not entirely sure. Everybody knows my name because I talk to everybody. I talk to the managers, I talk to the other, like, my peers, I talk to the supervisors, everything, the waiters, and it pays off because I'm moved up to doing, like, a lot of other stuff, like food writing, like bringing the food to people, and not as much bussing tables. And I'm scheduled to do, like, bar running, which is like where you need a license for it, which I got as soon as you're 18, and you can bring alcohol to people, like, if they order it from the bar. And that's like the step before becoming a server, and I've only worked there for 2.5 months. It's like, I'm on record pace to be a server, basically. And I really truly feel that it's because I've followed all of these things, and I understand how it all works better than other people, or maybe I just care more than other people. That could be it too. Like, I'm sure they're not dumb, the other employees that work with me, and maybe it's just that they don't care and they're just happy doing what they're doing. And if that is the case, like, I'm happy for them. You know, they're content with their life. But if you are somebody that really wants to, you know, not like get ahead, I don't want to use that word, but just improve your position financially, or like, however you want to quantify it, improve that in some way, then these are some things that you absolutely must be doing. So yeah, that was all the stuff I've learned and my advice from working in a restaurant, and only for like 2.5 months. So that's just that. And yeah. Oh, I wanted to add, just to build on the last point, when I say be known, also always ask your managers and supervisors, like, can I move up? Like, what can I do to move up? When can I do? Like, when can I move up? Can you give me a time frame? Can you give me a this? Can you give me this? For example, I sat down with the general manager and said, the first day I worked here, like, I made a goal to myself that I wanted to be a server in 6 months. And I was wondering, are there any, like, goals and anything, like, any milestones you want to see me hit for me to achieve that in that time, or even faster? And she seemed genuinely impressed by that. And I think that's something that, you know, that's a really important thing you need to do, is to somehow bring it to your manager, and that's the first step. You got to make it known, because like I said, you can be like the best employee ever, But if nobody knows your name, they're just like, oh, it's the good employee. You're not gonna move up. So yeah, that's my tips and all the things I've learned. Thank you guys for watching. Also, my reading video has been blowing up. It has like 400 views or something, which is crazy. I'm super excited about that. And I've got some more subscribers. That has been something that I'm so excited about. I have like 28 now. 28 subscribers is insane, guys. I thought that was gonna take me like months. But yeah, it only took a little over a month. So anyway, it was kind of a long video today. Just yapped, and that's really all I do anyway. So thank you guys for watching. This was day 36, and please subscribe. It would mean a lot. You gotta get that subscriber to viewer ratio up. So if you do see it, please subscribe. There's literally no point in not subscribing. Like, you know, it's free. It's free, completely free. It helps me out so much. And yeah, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.